dial your party back by like 0.5%. Just don't put the gelatinous 2024 topper.
It's time to take A Therapeutic Dose, a prescription-strength reality TV podcast that explores the intersection of reality TV and therapy. Possible side effects may include entertainment, strong emotional reactions, and/or laughter. Here are your hosts, Ramona Ramirez and Margee McGee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to A Therapeutic Dose, where we meet at the intersection of reality TV and therapy. I am Margee McGee, and with me, as always, is my dear friend and co-host.
Hi, everyone. I am Ramona Ramirez. Margee, it is the best thing ever to be seeing you again. We have been on a much too long, yet probably much needed break. You know, there was just a lull in between the end of Vanderpump and the beginning of Orange County, and neither one of us could stomach Dubai or Jersey, you know? And so we just decided to wait it out. We did record an episode, a ketamine episode, and we had some technical diffs. And so editing it was I don't know. It's TBD if it's going to come out or if we're just going to re-record it. So anyway, but we missed really missed seeing each other, and we missed talking about our Bravo family. And I also think that like it made me real fucking sad. Like every week, my muscle memory, my emotional muscle memory, even probably my physical muscle memory was like, where's that thing that makes you so happy? Where is it? And it wasn't here.
The podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Like it's my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing. I love it so much.
Well, they gave us everything. At least as far as I'm concerned, this episode was amazing. The first episode back of The Real Housewives of Orange County. And on Bravo, you probably saw this too. They're promoting it as, you know, the 100th season of Housewives. And I kind of like, there are little things like that. I don't know if like it satisfies my OCD or what, but it's like Orange County was the original Housewives show. And for it to randomly land as the 100th season of all of Housewives franchises, it brings me like such satisfaction. And I don't know how to describe it, but I was like, oof, I love that news.
Totally. I like almost got emotional right now. I like reached for a piece of Kleenex, just like, oh, I could tear up thinking about that. You know, I could tear up. Before we get into the episode, please rate, review, and subscribe. Also, we are going to be releasing a new logo soon. So I will post it once we officially, I'm still not 100% sure I'm on board with like the very last iteration. No one needs to listen to my neuroses about that. My point is, you may not be seeing the little pill bottle.
Fucking finally. The janky ass. It was just in case anybody's curious why we have the jankiest like thumbnail on the entire podcast network of all time.
How dare you? That's not true.
It was a mock-up that I made when we were initially sort of discussing doing this podcast. And I was like, tee hee hee, look at this. Isn't this a funny pill bottle that says the name of our possible podcast on it that maybe one day we'll do? And then when we started doing it, we were like, we'll just use that. Cut to a year later, and we're like,
a year later. I love it. I think it's so charming. Oh my God.
It's just the tiniest, weirdest, and it like doesn't fit the square. It has these like black curtains on either side of it. It's just, it makes me die laughing. You don't miss it. I'll say that. Like in a feed, you don't miss it because it's like, what is this?
Well, that's the thing, right?
This
and
mess?
So, and then the new one is so, I mean, it's good. It's real
gorgeous.
Fucking good.
It's
like
slick and lovely. And
it's slick and lovely. Like it is Gillette. I want to say that even though my husband is the official professional creative director in this household, that logo was my idea.
I love it. I love that about it. It's a family affair.
It was a family affair. Now, when it came to the typeface, that was all Higgy, but like Anyway, I'm real stoked. So my point is just, you know, it may not be the pill bottle for much longer. It'll be something else. But so, you know, just don't miss us in your feed. Hopefully, maybe it'll come out with this episode, you know? And that's the other thing is that obviously you're not receiving this episode on a Thursday evening or Friday like you would have because Orange County is on Thursdays and our respective schedules. We will probably be releasing our episodes, our Orange County episodes on Mondays because the internet podcast professionals say that releasing your podcast on the weekend, it might get like lost in the shuffle. So I don't know. Send us a DM if you think that's bullshit and you don't care, or maybe you're like, that's lame. I don't fucking know. Maybe it'll change. We're still trying to figure it out and we're doing the best we can. And I am fucking neurotic and I want to do everything we can do. Jesus Christ.
I mean, look, if they're going to put Orange County on Thursdays, it's going to fall on a weekend or a Monday. Like
that's a fucked up night.
But it's also great. I kind of love that. That's what launches us into the weekend. It makes me really, at least this episode was like, it delivered everything that I love about Housewives and Orange County in particular. I was like,
fucking notes. 100%. It was exquisite.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
As usual, I didn't write down the titles. So
I did.
Great.
I did. This is season 18 of the Real Housewives of Orange County, the OG, the one that started it all. And I know that some of you probably haven't ever watched the Real Housewives of Orange County from 2008. It's a real fucking shock to your eyes to see current day housewives versus like first gen housewives. Oh, it's rough. Vicky's brown pants, sky tops. But I loved how real it was.
Yeah.
It was real as hell.
And in 2008, that was luxury.
Yes.
I went to the sky top store to check them
Margee.
out. I didn't buy anything because I was like, these are gross. But I was like, that's luxury. That's what like adult women wear. I'm going to go try one on. It was terrible, but
a cute top and some jeans and a heel was like the quintessential date night outfit. I know, exactly. No, I always do that. I'm like, no kidding. No quitting. All right. So this is called X's and OCs. All right.
Okay.
I mean,
that's clever.
Okay. We start with a flashback to the September 2023 reunion, and they make the date very known because we're going to focus really a lot on Shannon's DUI. So it's the flashback to September 7, 2023, when the entire cast is confronting Shannon on the reunion stage about her drinking. And then 10 days later, she gets in that accident that was heard/seen round the world, dude.
And I was reminded of how truly bad it was. She tore into a house and then backed up and pulled away and then parked her car somewhere and started walking her dog. That's crazy. That's not just Justin Timberlake level DUI. This is not that there's any grade of it.
I hear you.
Buzz driving is drunk driving. Nobody do it. But it's so intensely insane. And it sort of bothered me the whole episode that everyone's just calling it a DUI. I'm like, if someone drove into my house right now, I would be traumatized for the rest of my life. I would never be able to sit where I am without constantly flinching. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, she got a DUI. No, she didn't. She didn't just get pulled over because she was weaving around. She tore into someone's house, backed up, pulled away, shrugged, oopsies, and then walked Archie. And the fact that Archie survived, there's so many elements of this where this could have gone, she's so lucky. It's crazy. And the fact that throughout this, she has a tinge of victimhood to her story.
Yeah.
I was just like, you are so lucky. You got the cheapest lesson. You destroyed property and your reputation, and that's it. If it was people or a pet, you don't come back. There's no recovering from that. That's anyways, she's
Agreed.
So lucky, and I hated her in this episode.
She's not doing herself any favors, and I just poor Shannon, man. She's just she's been the identified patient ever since she joined this cast. And I feel like because her vulnerabilities and insecurities seem to be on her sleeve, on her whatever, like I think that I can relate to Shannon. Oh God, I can't believe I just said that out loud. I can relate to Shannon in the fact that she is going to point out to you, listen, I know what the fuck is wrong with me. So if you're not the first, like, oh, you're not gonna shock me. Like, I know, you know? So
And to be fair, I did see some growth in her. Like, I shouldn't say I hated her throughout this thing. There were moments where I was like, good. And it really tested my whole belief system of like, do I really believe in progress, not perfection? Because
oh yeah,
I sure
totally.
did have my arms crossed a lot while Shannon was talking about her progress, not perfection. And I was like, ooh, Margee, like, maybe you should like let her have some steps along the way to the sobriety that you think she should have. Like, maybe I don't know everything.
I think though that with Shannon, it doesn't feel I don't have an authentic mea culpa feeling from anything that
Agreed.
she's saying yet. I think that I
It's
feel
defensive. It's like, "I'm not an
yes.
alcoholic. No, I'm not. Get
Yeah.
away from me. It's your
Yeah.
problem. Now my makeup's messed up and I'm not getting it." It's like, ah.
Exactly. Like she is so what she doesn't want is for people to be judging her.
Mm.
Um, what she doesn't want is to be reminded of the fact that she couldn't be there for one of her daughters because she was, dealing with the after effects of dating a man that probably has a drinking problem just as bad, if not worse, as hers.
Do you remember Bronwyn's wedding? That was a dry wedding or her vow
Oh my
renewal.
God,
And
yes.
Shannon and John Jansen, I'll never forget because it shook
Oh,
me because it's so
God, I forgot
fucking
about this,
familiar
Margee.
after
You're
being
right.
raised in a home like that. Shannon and John kept sneaking off to their room to get shit-faced, and they did. They got wasted to the point where Shannon was, like, slurring at Bronwyn's kids about marriage and renewing a vow. "My marriage didn't make it, but your parents might."
Oh my
I
God,
was
I
like,
forgot.
wow. So yeah, that relationship, everybody was in a dark hole of addiction for sure. But, at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I don't care about John Jansen. I care about Shannon getting it right.
Me too. Absolutely.
It's
I don't.
easier to flush yourself down a toilet with someone who also wants to get in there with you. But like,
Mm.
he didn't get in the car accident.
He
Lucky him.
didn't.
She
Lucky
did.
him.
Lucky her.
Ew. Ew. And then
Ugh,
he's like,
so
yeah, I
gross.
needed to, and then he ended the relationship because we'll get there. But yeah, this was just so full of toxicity and
Ugh.
weirdness. We have this lame montage in the beginning where like it's just the usual like first episode of the season. Let's
Wait, I
oh
wanna
please,
just
please.
mention
Yes,
a
yes.
couple more things that I don't know, but I have a feeling will play out in the course of the season. So they show us 10 days after the reunion, she has the accident, and then 5 months later, she's talking to Emily, talking about how she's continually working on herself after making poor decisions. And then Emily's like, "Have you ever considered sobriety?" And she's like, "No, I'm a 2-drink max person right now." And I'm just like, "Oh god, that's an alcoholic."
I
And
know.
then she says, "I'm done with people saying I'm the drunk who needs help because I'm not. I had a really bad night." And I'm like, uh, we just saw the reunion special where everyone was like, "Hey, we're worried about you." And we've all had really bad nights, and I've had really bad nights. I it's no secret anymore. I sent money under a fake name to Chinese hackers to get
Oh
into an
my
ex's email account. We've all had bad nights. I never drove my car into someone else's house.
no, you
Any
never
of
did.
my destructive behavior was harmful to myself alone. And that's not great either. But like, we all have bad nights, is my point. Hers, that I just can't get over how bonkers that it wasn't an accident. She slammed on the gas, drove into a house, and walked her dog. What's happening? Anyways, so
No,
I feel like
I
this two
know.
drink max thing is going to be is she's setting herself up for some problematic
Yeah.
watchful eyes.
I mean, she's doing that thing that alcoholics that are problem drinkers, I don't know what the term is for alcoholism anymore right now. I know that there's substance use disorder. Maybe that's substance abuse disorder, substance.
Look, and we're not even supposed to. I'll just say
you're
Shannon's
absolutely right.
drinking bothers me.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is that that's not someone I want to party with or get in a car with, probably ever.
You know what's, it's not a coincidence. It was the perfect time, obviously. Like this is going to be a hella sidebar right here, but it is relevant. My license expires on Tuesday and I need to get my real ID and they need
your birthday.
It's my birthday on Tuesday. Yes. And so you need a fucking metric ton of shit to prove your identity to get a real ID. And okay, so a few years ago, this was a great time in my life. We were in the throngs of the pandemic. This is still 2020. And then the state of California, Northern California, just fucking went up in flames. And in our neighborhood, we got a red flag warning. They were like, sent out like a thing on my phone that beeped. And it's like, pack your shit, bitch. Be ready to get the fuck out your neighborhood. It was like when the sky was orange.
That was,
It was
terrifying.
It was terrifying. It was terrifying.
It was summer too, I think.
Yeah.
It was
like, I think it was. And so I had all of our social security cards and like the photo albums that I could find. And like I had like a pile of shit, including the birth certificates. I don't know where the hell mine is because my life is out of fucking control and full of chaos when it comes to stuff like that. And I know that it's part of my ADHD and it's part of, I don't have the skill set. I don't know how to organize. I don't know how. If I knew how, I would do it. I promise. I don't like it. It makes me nauseous to look at chaos.
I just want to say though, you do know how to organize. When I see you set up to do your makeup, it's like the most beautiful work of art I've ever seen in my life. Like brushes laid out in size order, makeup, like all these different palettes. Like it's so beautiful. So
well, I appreciate that. That is because I love that process.
Yes.
Of doing a full event makeup. I used to love setting up like that at work and I love setting up like that for home, but it's fun. It's meditative to set up like my makeup stuff to do a beat, but paperwork fucking, sucks. Yeah. And so I'm tearing apart every bin of paperwork I can find to see if maybe this precious document that I shouldn't throw into just a box of unopened Nordstrom bills, but I'm trying to unturn everything. I found a newcomer packet from Al-Anon from when I went back a couple of years ago. It was like 20 questions. Like, how do you know if you were raised with a problem drinker or if you're near a problem drinker? And it's like, seek approval of others. Try to control outcomes, like all this shit. And my chest is tightening. I'm like, God damn it, dude. It's never going to go away. It never goes away fully, I don't think. At least it hasn't for me yet. All of those things, like 20 things, dude. Seeking the approval of others, not trusting yourself, whatever is on those 20 questions you're supposed to ask yourself. I was humbled and so sad. Anyway, and so Shannon's drinking, Shannon's scene with her daughters, this cast is really, they're all triggering. What the fuck am I talking about? Just this cast, but it's just the fact that Shannon reminds us of people we know.
Yes,
is all I'm
without
saying.
a doubt.
Yeah. Anyway,
as you were saying, we get into a dumb montage of Theraguns in yoga classes and Heather bragging about money and meatballs and Eddie wearing leg balloons or whatever the fuck. I don't know. None of it mattered to me. I was like,
Yeah, you know what? I thought that maybe this would be the year that I like Heather Dubrow. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm being too hard on her. Maybe she's really not the see you next Tuesday that I think she is. That lasted all of 2.2 seconds. That's just ridiculous. No. So we start oh, go ahead. No, please.
No, go.
I was going to say the first scene in earnest is at a gym called Shredz.
With a Z.
With a Z.
Orange County delivering throughout this episode on stupid business names.
My
and
God.
Shredz with the Z was like, thank you for just starting us off like exactly on brand, Orange County. God bless. Shredz.
For sure. Shredz. Oy, oy, oy. So it's Jen and Tamara and Emily. And I'm like, Jen. She's either the kindest person who's really able to meet people where they are, or she's really in deep denial, or just not healthy emotionally, because she's like, I accept Tamara for who she is. Oh, man.
But I did think I liked that she said that she's just going to keep it light and easy with Tamara. That's the place for her to be with Tamara. And I was like, that seems actually kind of dead on, because anything, if you give Tamara too much or not enough, you get destroyed. But if you can live in light and easy land, I don't know how long that'll last, because, as you always say, anger needs a target, and Jen's a pretty, she's pretty raw this season with what's going on in her life. So I have a feeling Tamara will turn on her and twist the knife and make her hurt even more.
Tamara's going to turn on everybody and twist everybody's knife.
Mm-hmm.
Or twist all the knives and all the backs. She sucks.
The way she turns so fast on Shannon is amazing. That she was just like, we're best friends. Fuck you. I hate you. Forget it. Remember, last season was them being like, it's so nice to be friends again. And like, anyways.
No, Tamara Judge, Tamara Barney, Tamara is, I can't. She is so unsafe. She just reeks of unsafe to me.
That's
Holy
the word.
Shit.
That's the word. We do have, Emily makes her entrance and sets up, it feels like might be her storyline for this season, and I hope it's not so, but she talks about how she lost 40 pounds over the course of a year with a combination of Ozempic, lipo, and becoming kind of obsessive at the gym. And we talked about this before we got on the podcast of like, do we address this? Do we not? Like, given our own like disordered eating histories and body image obsessions and all that stuff, like, and I don't know what to do about it. As I told you before, I'm like, all I am is envious. That's all. Like, and I'm sure I'll have deeper feelings about it later. But like, I just was, I look at all of them and I'm just like, oh, you look fucking great.
Yeah.
I'll have what she's having. That's all I can think.
I think I feel protective of people on it, because everyone
on Ozempic. Or
on any semaglutide, on any one of these, medicines that have come out that are helping people lose weight. I feel protective. No one gets to say who gets to take that drug and who doesn't. Fine. If you don't want to, like, if you don't want...
The insurance companies do.
No, well, the insurance companies do. Yeah, the insurance companies can... No, that's... Well, right. They fucking shareholders.
No, I mean, but it's fine. And there's a new one now called like, the one that's like just designated for weight loss. It has like a bunch of Z's in it. It's like Zazzle or something.
Zepbound?
Yes, that's what it is.
So
but of course, in my head, I'm like, it's Zazaza, yay, hooray. Like,
Zepbound is just
sounds like a party.
It's the semaglutide. It's the GLP-1 that also has the steroid in it.
Sounds fucking great.
It was also for diabetes. And when it came out, it was under the diabetes name is Mounjaro. And so that's what Rosie O'Donnell took to lose weight, because Ozempic didn't work for her. And with the added steroid component that's helping people get the benefits of the GLP-1, the steroid helps if something like Wegovy doesn't work. So all Wegovy and Zepbound are just Ozempic and Mounjaro with a new sticker slapped on it.
Love it.
So
I want the one with the Z's. It sounds like a party. If anyone's Zepbound. Like a nurse or has like a backstash, send them to me. But
dark
anyways.
web Wegovy, dark web Zepbound.
It just feels so. Like, once again, I'm loving Emily this season, because she's just like, thank you for just being like casual and honest about it, because it is the exception that people are not on it in my circles down here in LA.
Yeah.
Literally everyone is on it, and you can see in pictures who is and who isn't. And again, as I say, I can't wait to go on it, and I will be thrilled and vocal about it when my day comes, but it's just so not a thing. It's just not. Most people
It's
are on
not.
it, and if they're not, they're waiting their turn. So like I don't know. I was happy that she just so openly dove right into like, look, it's a combination of these things, and I go to the gym like crazy because I don't want to backslide.
Right.
Because she feels good now. I guess maybe that's what I envy is that like she loves being in her body and wearing clothes that show it off. And like, that's what's, that's where it's at.
I agree 100%. And I don't want to see or hear any of her castmates. And I really hope that I hope I don't see it. I mean, that like, oh, Emily took the easy way out.
They're all on it.
It's like
Shannon's on it. Tamara's on it. They're all, trust me.
You think Tamara's on
it? 100%. Not a high dose, but I trust me. All I do is like evaluate people for this. There's something that happens with the fat that you hold in your face on those drugs, and her face has changed in a way that accentuates her plastic surgery in kind of a way that's not great. But
you don't think it's just aging?
No.
Interesting.
It's Ozempic face, and it's great. They're all on it. Everyone's on it a little bit. It's
not
summertime.
On it.
Probably not.
Think?
But I wouldn't be surprised if she just did like a little, there's a whole movement of microdosing Ozempic and Mounjaro now. It's like, why not? Why the fuck not?
Listen.
I give my dog half a Benadryl every day for her allergies. So why not microdose? You can half the dosage of anything and get a milder effect. But I wouldn't be surprised if Heather was on it. Just because she has access and she likes to spend her money and have things.
My God.
Right?
My God.
My God.
Oh. Then we pivot to a scene with Shannon and her daughters. And she's moved into a rental in Corona Del Mar, a 3-bedroom that she says is small. Because
I don't need all the space. Just 3 bedrooms and walking distance from the beach.
Yeah, it's fucking walking distance from the beach. Her three daughters are sitting at the, breakfast bar comfortably, and she has a dining room table. Like, I understand, I know, before fucking the people on Reddit that are like, I don't know why people bitch about Housewives. Like, that's why we watch. It's like, yes, it is why we watch. And I am still allowed to say, holy fucking shit, Shannon, get a goddamn motherfucking grip. It's not only Orange County, it's Corona fucking Del Mar, dude.
It's like, a real nice
Tony neighborhood.
Yeah. But I do sometimes think about, like, I try to remember from her perspective, remember the house we met her in that had like crystallized air filters and like.
Yes, hospital grade air.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, like spiritual leaders like buried underneath for their, like they had done all like, and it was massive and it was terrible. It was soulless and
it was awful.
Devastating.
But yes.
But like, I think space wise, and I think these people, especially like listening to Heather Dubrow talk, everybody's just obsessed with like numbers, square footage, stories, acreage. How much did it sell for? How much can you turn a profit? So I think that's why there was so much caveating of this like gorgeous, beautiful, gigantic beachside home.
Right.
Crimea River, Shannon.
Crimea River, right.
With your fucking DUI. Like, again.
Right?
We do not live in a meritocracy, and sometimes I get like so upset about it. And this is one of those moments. And then this scene brought up a theme in this episode that I found deeply disturbing. And that is when my therapist has called it parentifying, where a parent makes their children parent them. And that happened in this scene, and it happened in Tamara's scene with her daughter. Because Shannon starts weeping, saying she couldn't visit Stella because of her DUI, and she feels bad, and I'm sorry, and I'm humiliated, and I disappointed you. What kind of example am I at 59?
Dude.
And then I wrote, and then you make your kids do your job. The kids say, we're glad you're okay. No one was hurt. All you have to do is take accountability and learn from your mistakes. It's like, that's your job, Shannon. Your job is to say, I'm so sorry I wasn't there. And what I have to do now is, like apologize to you and also show you with my actions that like, I'm really grateful and lucky that no one was injured. And I have some, stuff to finalize with the legal system before I can be the kind of mom that you deserve. Sorry. Like,
Jesus.
But instead the kids had to do the whole fucking thing. So annoying.
Yeah, that made me so fucking prickly. It made me so fucking prickly. Like,
and she did it again at the end where she was like, she was like, I'm glad John Jansen's not in my life. And the kids were like, God has a plan. You're taking initiative.
Dude.
Blah, blah, blah. I was like, don't make your kids do that. And she just sat there like, like whimpering. I was like,
agreed.
And they're young. Her kids are like in college.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're 25 and over, fine. But as you always say, your prefrontal cortex isn't done forming until about 25. Like, don't do this yet. They're not adults. They're supposed to be self-centered. They have to learn how to be adults, not take care of you. Ugh,
right.
Made me so mad.
I agree. Who the hell decided that the age of 18 was a legal adult? I mean, when that law came up, was that when middle age meant like you were 25 because our life expectancies like ended at 60, or they needed people to like enter the workforce like stat? Because it's
wasn't
fucking
it because
bullshit.
of didn't it have something to do with the draft?
Probably.
That, like, they needed soldiers.
Okay,
So they were like, oh, you know what? Let's say 18 is a good age for boys to be like grown up and strong enough to fight.
It's such bullshit. Listen, don't take away to 18-year-olds like right to vote. But I've been thinking a lot lately about, age differences in romantic relationships. And okay, I'll just go into it for like 2 seconds. I've been hitting the Midnight's album by Taylor Swift hard in the last week. And there's a song called Would've, Could've, Should've, and it's about when, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but when Taylor Swift was 19, a 32-year-old John fucking Mayer pursued her. I want to cry. Like, but everyone was like, well, she's 18. She's 18. Like, don't tell a grown woman what she can do. Like, bullshit. I'm sorry. Bullshit. I will not consider my child at the age of 18 to be a man. I look back at myself when I was 18. I was not a fucking adult, And I'm just disgusted that like 30 fucking 2. And of course, I don't know if everyone remembers this, but like she was the one that was, vilified for it.
Always. Yeah, he's gotten away with a lot of weird shit.
He's gotten away with a lot of weird shit.
And he's also connected to Bravo. All roads lead back to Bravo.
Exactly.
He's like Andy Cohen's bestie.
And this is why, like, yeah, sometimes I just want to say a lot of things, but
I mean, it's funny. I just listened to this podcast, like a NPR Fresh Air, showing my age. And it was about this woman who married her high school teacher. So their age difference was like 30 years.
Gross.
But their marriage lasted for like 100 years. And she talks about now with the perspective of Me Too, how she understands what she didn't ever before, that there was a power differential. And she's like, but I loved him. I wouldn't have changed anything. But now at age 80, she's like, I've never dated a young man. I've dated old men my whole life. Now she's dating someone age appropriate, but he's 80. So she's like, never dated a young man. And that broke my heart because like, it's so fun. Being young is so fun. But also, what do I know? They had a long, successful marriage. They were married till he died.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there was another writer, God, I can't remember her name. And she also had a marriage where the man was considerably older than her. And after he died and things started getting reframed under Me Too, and we started talking about power imbalances, she started looking at her relationship and she was like, oh, shit.
I wonder, is it the same person?
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe.
Because she wrote a book when
recently,
he was still alive. Well, yes, a couple books. One when he was still alive, where she said she was the aggressor, and at age 17, she like unbuttoned her shirt and like tried to make him look at her boobs. And now she's written a book with a new perspective, which is more truthful, she says. But at the time, she didn't want people to think of her as like some kid with no autonomy. Like she wanted to feel like she had a say in this. But with some perspective, she's like, actually, he ogled me. He called me in. He did these things. And she's not mad about it. So it's a very it's so complex.
It's not black and white, right?
At all. Anyways, who cares? That's nobody called to talk about NPR
any of this shit, especially Taylor Swift's second to last record.
Shannon parentifies her children, and it's really uncomfortable. And then we go back to Shredz.
And then Jen has a soft spot for Shannon. I feel like Jen is so kind and she means so well and she's so earnest. But I have to think there's a healthy amount of denial, or this is just a hella coping mechanism to like be able to maintain some sort of safety, some sort of emotional safety for herself amidst just being with just toxic people, or it's arrested development or whatever. But she's either like the most evolved spiritual person on Bravo that she's able to meet people where they are. No, she's not. I take that back, because when we see her at dinner with Ryan and she's trying to like, her gut is trying to speak up.
As it was last year too.
I
relate a lot to Jen, unfortunately. I just do feel like there's something about for me, the desire to be understood is so intense that I will do anything to understand everyone else. And I actually appreciated what she said about Shannon. She said, when you feel the rug is being pulled out from under you and you are literally at rock bottom, you need a friend. And I was like, yes,
so kind.
You do actually. And that's really lovely. And I totally understand where she's coming from. And often I hope that when people hit a bottom, that they're headed somewhere new from that bottom. And I would love to be there to support them in their new direction. But you can't be sure of that. And it's just, I've invested that energy in the wrong people a number of times. And it's like so painful. But it's also, for me, it's born of that like do unto others thing. Like I would die if someone would take a breath and try to understand where I'm coming from. It means everything to me when someone does that, instead of just dismissing me as this or, it's so anyways, I think it's one of those like character assets that's out of control and becomes a defect,
Oh man. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yes. Tamara's, she explains why she left the Tres Amigas, and
I don't believe her.
I don't either.
I just think she's full of shit.
She is like, bitch, we've seen you 2008. What is it? Is this 20? So 16 years? 16 years.
Right?
18?
Season 18.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Please don't tune into to this podcast for my math skills. They are non-existent. And I almost had to be like 2008, 2018. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if I'm right. I just know it's season 18 and I'm not willing to do the math. So I'm going to trust what Bravo showed me on the screen.
Oh my God.
I think it's 18 years. But Tamara's a nightmare because she starts preaching about karma. And she's like, God is saying to her, if you can't fucking clean up your act after crashing your car and almost killing somebody, I'm going to give your boyfriend to the girl you hate the most. And I was like, Tamara, you better not preach about karma, because I don't know how and when it's coming your way, but it is. So like, I always I get so uncomfortable, and it's good because again, it's a reminder to look at it in myself. Anytime I'm really self-righteous, I really got to be cautious about that shit, because it's never not the option for it to be my turn for anything wonderful or foreboding. Like, we're all our numbers could all be called at any time. So to be so like to just luxuriate in Shannon's ex-boyfriend sleeping with the woman who initiated a lawsuit against her and against Tamara,
both of them, right?
I didn't realize how intense the judgments were. $300,000 and $500,000, $500,000 to Jim Bellino. $500,000 Tamara had to pay, and somehow she's friends with Alexis. Bullshit. She is an actress.
She is.
Yuck.
I mean, but listen, like when shit starts, like when the day that Steve Bannon had to report to jail, I was high for a few minutes. I was like, yes, good, rot, fucking bloated piece of shit, alcoholic scumbag. I know. See, you're looking at...
No, I'm not. I'm literally in my head thinking literally to what was in this episode of the flashbacks to Shannon saying there's no reason for anyone to get a DUI. It's just bullshit in this day and age. Nobody gets a cut to. I never know when I'm going to be so pissed off that I slam on the accelerator to punish my boyfriend and instead ram into a house and get caught drinking. Like,
I see what you're
just
saying.
don't know. So yes, it is satisfying when assholes get theirs, but I also know that I'm not exempt, and I don't want to give the Tamra judges in my life the luxury of being like, yeah, thank God Margee finally got hers. That righteous asshole.
Oh my God, I get it.
Nobody deserves it more. So whatever.
I know, but then I come in with like the psychic scoreboard of it all. Sure. And the cosmic scoreboard of it all.
But the whole point is that doesn't matter. The whole point of the cosmic scoreboard is it's pointless. That, at least that's how it was taught to me, of like, congratulations, you win the cosmic scoreboard. Does anyone care? Does it change your experience in your life? No. Like, I won the year 2019, but I lost so much because the cosmic scoreboard doesn't factor into life on planet Earth. And that is why I go to therapy and 12-step meetings.
But honestly, like, if I see Matt Gaetz or Stephen Miller get tortured in some way, shape, or form, in any way, shape, or form, you're right. It's not going to change anything in my fucking life.
I know. Isn't that annoying? It's fucking annoying.
I'm so annoyed.
It's so annoying. And that is why I have to, like, on a daily basis, do something to manage my feelings around these people, or really just to stay on my side of the street and just be like, this day can't be about Matt Gaetz. This day has to be about me and my family and my niece and nephews and like the people I love and care about, and be like, what's going on with them? You know,
this is why I love you and I want what you have.
I don't have, I mean, it's like, it's an imperfect practice, but I just,
it's way better than mine.
No, it's practice.
I feel righteous. I feel righteous in my anger and my hatred for certain people that I deem deserve it.
I agree. Everybody does.
There. I'm like Tamra. I share my humanity with Tamra fucking Judge.
You are so much. You're not manipulative and shitty. Like, she is not friends with Alexis Bellino. She resents the shit out of her because Alexis Bellino did cost her $500,000.
Yeah.
So that'll come out. I'm sure of it.
Oh my God, dude.
Anyways, then we get to Heather and Terry, and I just wrote in all caps, don't care. Did you have anything on this scene?
I just said, let's talk about our money again. Mm-hmm. And hilarious, snarky, woe is me about the chaos that we're living in because of our $10 million remodel, Beverly Hills house, penthouse in Century City, Balboa Bay Club house. Like, just fuck all the way off, both of you. And the way she's like, okay, I mean, have you been listening this whole time? You know, like with the contractors and the designers. I'm just like, Heather, you're so stupid. And then her little Chanel set, you know, like Beverly Hills. We decided to like land in Beverly Hills. And I'm like, bitch, Beverly Hills don't want you. Beverly Hills don't want you.
They put you in a penthouse. They put you in a high-rise building off the ground, off the flats.
No, you're not. She's not.
I guess that, she is Beverly Hills. That house
they are Beverly Hills.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I take it back.
No, their house is Beverly Hills, but like the fact that Sutton is Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Heather Dubrow has the stink of Orange County on her, whether she likes it or not. I don't even know how or why. But she just, you know what? No, I do know why. Here's why. Here's why she has the stink of Orange County on her. And I'm sure this happens in Beverly Hills too, but it just, again, it's the brands wearing her versus her wearing the brands. Dorit is not Beverly Hills. And we all know that Dubrow has the kind of wealth that should whisper. And she, you know, and she's understated, but like that day she wore that dorky ass fucking, you know, her saddle shoes, just because Gucci makes a sneaker, and if it looks like a fucking saddle shoe and you're wearing a long ass khaki skirt that makes you look like you're a fucking, you know, FLDS Mormon working at the fucking Jungle Cruise ride at Disneyland, you got to be real conservative or something. Like, that is why she's Orange County. Well,
didn't Luann say something to that effect? Like, even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes. I forget who she said it to. She
said it to Alex, because Alex was wearing the Frankenstein Louis Vuitton.
Right. She's like, these are Vuitton. Boots. She goes, even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
She's
the
real
truth.
New York. That like, Luann is real New York.
I don't always like what Sutton's wearing, but Sutton has her own sense of style, and Sutton has fuck you money.
Yes. Everything always looks expensive and bespoke and tailored and like just right, even if it's ugly.
Versus Tamara, who has worn those stupid, derivative, goddamn H belts, the Hermes belt that says H, but she wears it with like skin tight jeans and a tucked in shirt. It's like, listen, that's not how you're supposed to wear it, but that's what you're going to do because you're like, oh, it's Hermes. I'm going to wear that. I'm going to be rich. And it's like, I'm not being very kind. I'm not being very nice. This is not what someone...
Look, you say you're not being kind. I didn't write anything about this scene except Terry looks like his face is pressed up against a window. That's what I wrote. His nose looked huge, and I was like, and his skin looks pulled, and I'm like, he looks like he's pressed up against a window.
His stuff has not settled yet, and I think, there's
in a year or two he'll look great, but right now it's like tight.
It's also Anyway.
I also wrote my theory is that they're always moving in construction or looking for a new project because they hate each other and couldn't stand each other if they had to sit still in each other's company. I bet if they didn't have a project to talk about, they would either have nothing in common or they would hate each other. So just keep spending money, keep moving, now they live in 3 places. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy this life when you're 80 of like continuing to like buy and flip houses or whatever they're doing.
Oh, Margee, he's going to have to still go to work. We can't afford it.
Oh,
God, you need to go to
that
work.
whole thing too is just like
her shtick is such bullshit. She's so fucking lame.
They're both of them are. I just can't. I can't
either.
Anyways, that was that scene.
Oy, oy, oy.
And then we have Gina at Emily's house, and Gina in an unpleasant moment just gossips about Shannon being seen with a full cart of booze on New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
and like honestly,
like
and I just don't care. I'm like, that's New Year's Eve. That's not like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just didn't think that was a fair thing to like. What if she's having people over and like, what if that's, I don't know.
It's like, okay, fine.
Gossip. It just felt like pure gossip of like, here's something that could be something, let's spread it around.
Be concerned if it's like a Monday afternoon and she's got like 10 jugs of Carlo Rossi in her cart. You know what I mean? Like that's, but like New Year's Eve and a big cart, you're right. She probably had people over or her adult girls were having people over. I don't fucking know. Like, but that didn't seem, I don't know.
And I agree with both of them. They both think she should have gone to rehab, but like, it just doesn't. This is where I was like, you got to give her some progress, not perfection grace here. She did go to a program. She claims she's still in therapy and seeing a psychiatrist. She does seem better. She does. She seems less like, whoop, 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 blah, blah. Like she seems less of that like tip over, fall over, like
trying
clown.
To make you laugh before you laugh at her, you laugh with her. Right.
And even, even the way she addressed Alexis at the end, at the beginning of that conversation, I was like, yay, Shannon. And then immediately I was like, boo, Shannon. But
I know.
She's better than she was. So good for her.
She's all, oh, all right. Well, now we're mad. And I was all, dude, you could have just been like, I got to be quiet.
Yeah.
You could have just let Alexis talk. But instead it's like, oh, okay.
It was,
wow, now we're mad. It's like both
now
of you
we're a little
already
bit mad.
Both of you were already riled the fuck up. Just like,
and it was so powerful when Alexis
there.
was quiet. I was like, oh, Shannon, if you had just been quiet, this idiot would have talked her Jesus jugs ass into dumb oblivion. But you had to get in there and you mitigated it. You made it.
Like you say, you ruined it. She ruined it. She ruined it.
You made both of you equally hateable when one of you could have been more so.
Yeah.
Anyways, Gina's at Emily's and Gina reveals that she and Travis are going to live separately. And I had big feelings about this. Gina says she loves Travis, but his divorce is not finalized and she can't manage his baggage. And she says everything with Nat is wonderful and we're co-parenting and it's great. So now she leaves. This is, again, it's all projection. This is me in every failed relationship that I've been in. I find someone who needs support and rescuing. I support them through their trouble. And then I have one need and they're like, no, I'm fine now. I want to feel good and leave. And they do. And that I feel like is what Gina's doing. She's like, I'm fine. Travis stayed with her through that trial, through every iteration of insane hair looks and weight gain and loss. Like, she went through a lot, and he was with her through all of it, a DUI of her own. And now her life's together. Matt's fine. And now she's like, what's wrong with you? I don't want any more. I don't want any more. And I'm just like, wow, that is not a partnership. So you just used him, you sucked him dry. And in my opinion, when they have that conversation, it's all over him, where he's just like, you've already made your decision. You got everything you needed out of me. So say what you want, pretend to cry about breaking up this family, but you're done. You got what you wanted. You feel great. You don't ever want to feel bad again. And so I feel bad right now. And my partnership is causing trauma. And I sat with you through years of yours. And now you're just like, I'm going to move to a bigger space and we're not breaking up. And I hope it doesn't confuse the kids. It's going to traumatize them. But
it's
okay, Gina.
That made me so sad. I don't know if the house she said that they can't afford is a rental or to buy one. I do think that it's going to be so. It's going to be really hard for all the kids to like figure.
She's breaking up the family. Like, and Travis.
But I mean, like, they do need more privacy. Like, I understand why she wants to move, but
this is where I'm just like, I call bullshit. If she really cared about that, then you don't move them in. You live separately when they're young. You don't combine your families and then tear them apart when the kids are tweens.
Oh,
that is so destabilizing. It's so selfish, both parts of it. If you didn't intend to at least commit to having a stable household for them until they move out, then you should never have moved in when they were kids and it was like fun and easy and everyone fit in bunk beds. You didn't think down the line? These are kids. Like, they're not evolved. Like, this will traumatize and reshape their brain, reshape their they will lose trust in anything that felt stable, because now they'll second guess it. Because, like, they moved them in when they were kids. And now she's like, just because they don't need more space. Don't put it on the kids. That's so rude. I hated that.
But I mean, if they're, I don't know. I think that they do. Like, if they're teenagers, if they have a house full of teenagers, I think they need their own rooms.
I mean, I think they would all love it, but
ideally,
I don't think that's what's happening. I know plenty of families who are in tight quarters with lots of kids who don't separate, like, who don't move some out, you know?
Right.
If you're a family, you're a family.
Yeah.
And you live in your tight quarters and you tell stories about it at Christmas 10 years later about how, remember when there were 3 of us in a room, and, you know, like, I don't know. It really bothered me. I just thought Gina was like trying to couch her selfishness, like, by passing it off on her kids and making it seem like Matt has his own shit to deal with, when all he did was manage her shit. That's all he did. And now she's done with him. Onward. She wants to have fun. So she's out of there.
Oh my God.
She'll have a great time.
You're so right.
I don't know if I am or I'm not. I just had like a heat came in through my belly. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
How dare you
my
say
anxiety.
that, like, his ex-wife, yuck. Your ex-husband broke in, beat the shit out of you. You got a DUI. He was there. He kept things stable for you, for your kids. He got to know Matt and learned how to co-parent with that psycho felon.
Totally forgot about that.
And then she's just like, it's a little uncomfortable. Like, his ex-wife is like still kind of in the scene. It's like, you got together with someone who has an ex. Okay, you get it. I'm done.
No, I know what you're saying though. Wow. I really bought it. I really was like, yeah, I didn't think they were going to break up.
I just don't know how they're living in 2 separate households. I mean, I guess you could do like Sunday dinners, but like, he's broken, he's destroyed.
Shit.
She clearly wants out. She looks relieved. So good for her. She can be relieved. He nursed her through all of her shit, and now she's going to take her ball and go home. So, and she works in real estate. I'm sure she got a lovely home for her and her kids, not Travis and his kids. They can fend for themselves. Fuck those guys. Like, that's also awful for those kids.
Oh my God.
It's just vile.
Oh my God.
People are selfish and I hate it. And I understand it. I get it. She's been through a lot. She deserves to have a good time. But like, if you accept a partner into your existence, it just feels like you don't get to just take everything from them until you feel good and then walk away. It just is gross.
I can see that.
IMHO.
Man, TBD. I don't know. I haven't seen anything in the gossip blogs or anything about what the status of the relationship is. So I have no idea.
Watch them be like engaged and back under one roof. I have no idea, obviously.
I mean, I really bought it all. I bought it all.
But as a child of divorce, do you think that like that could really work?
I wish to God my parents had gotten divorced like immediately.
But they were fighting. Like these two.
Yeah, you're right.
These two, everything's
They love
fine.
each other, or that at least that's what we thought. Oh my God, you're right.
I don't know.
I've always been of the ilk that if the grown-ups in their house are unhappy, like staying together for the kids is just, I don't know. Like I don't think that that's good, but I have no fucking idea because my situation was like, please God, get the fuck out of my house and never come back. Don't care. Yeah.
No, it's true. I don't really know. I just feel like they made a really big decision to blend their families.
And like Travis
said, they spent 4.5 years creating a family that now makes sense to all of the children in it. And now Gina's like, my side is doing great. So I'm just going to take my half of the Brady Bunch and move them out.
Fuck, man.
And you can handle your ex-wife on your own. And like, if you get your shit together, come find me. But like, I don't want to.
What does bifurcated mean? I meant to look it up.
Bifurcated.
So
they're like separate. Her accent is so crazy. They've separated, and it sounds like they've split assets, but I don't know what the
because she won't sign the divorce papers, correct? Is that what's going on?
It sounds like a legal official divorce remains incomplete. And I don't know what the specifics are, but Gina's not going to stick around to find out. She is done with her divorce. Her husband's out of jail now. So she can just leave Travis in the dust.
Oh my God.
Anyways, it's all projection. I'm only just putting ancient relationships onto poor Gina and Travis. So
I mean, but that's what we do on this podcast.
It is. And it's why I went to 10 million different kinds of therapies. It's why I found the therapist who I found on a reality TV show is because I was having relationship issues in that vein.
Tori Spelling's therapist and Dr. Ann Wexler?
TV's Dr. Ann Wexler from
TV's
True
Dr. Ann
Tori.
Wexler from True Tori. Thank you. That's right.
Terrible TV show, amazing therapist. Anyways.
I love that. Ramona and Margee are, obviously, not doctors and do not provide medical advice. Their content is intended to be used for entertainment purposes only. It is not intended to be, should not be interpreted as, or used as a substitute for medical advice or a diagnosis of any health or fitness problem, condition, or disease, nor a recommendation for a specific test, doctor, care provider, procedure, treatment plan, product, or course of action.
My mom isn't a doctor.